Good. Question number 4 today was was simply this: help, I find prayer boring. Right. Let me give you some keys that will help you with this. I mean, number 1, it's good to be honest. So bravo, clap, clap, clap. If you find prayer boring, I mean, it's good you tell me that, but why don't you tell God? I don't think God will be angry if you go. I think God knows, actually. Yeah. I remember once years ago praying, and it's like 4 a.m. and it's like I've got into this mindset that the earlier I get up, the more God's going to be impressed. And I'm sitting there half asleep, it's like coffee dribbling down my chin. I'm just in absolute misery. And then it's like God broke through and said to me, Graham, if you're miserable, why do you think I'm enjoying it? I want to enjoy it when you enjoy it. So key number 1, be honest with God. That's a really good thing if you can go to God and say, I'm not enjoying this. Key number 2, start small. I think sometimes we're actually worshipping some idol, some image of what it could be to have this wonderful prayer life, and we talk with the angels and spend hours in heaven, rather than doing something small, simple and powerful. And frankly, if you don't pray regularly, start. I mean, literally take 1 minute a day and pray some really simple, honest prayers. I guarantee that you will take benefit from that if you'll start small and just literally, build that prayer life rather than wait for some glorious thing to happen. Third thing I'll say is this: learn the keys of faith. You see, frankly, we find prayer boring because we're not getting anything out of it. And there's really 2 keys in that. Number 1, put something into it. And number 2, learn the ways of faith. So I'll finish with these things. If you're not getting anything out of it, put something in it. And by that, I mean, why not start with worship? Before you come to God with a shopping list. If I were going to pray for half an hour, probably 20 minutes of that is worship. It's about who God is, not about my shopping list, a prayer request. It's about who God actually really is. And I think there's just something wonderful about us spending time to love Him. Rather, so, like going to a stove and saying, I don't get any heat out of this stove, put some wood in it. If you're coming in prayer and saying, I'm not getting anything out of this, put something in it, put some prayer into it, put some worship, put some adoration, the French would say into it. And lastly, learn the ways of faith. And by that I mean, again, instead of coming to God with a shopping list, it's not wrong to have the shopping list, but why not come to Him based on His promises? Literally quote His word back to Him. Pray with confidence that He will fulfill His promise. And then really the whole law of faith, Jesus summed it up best in Mark 11:24. He said, what things you desire, that's a shopping list, at the moment you pray, right then, believe you have received it, and then you'll see it happen. And here's what that would mean. Like, imagine I'm coming to God today and praying about maybe a gift I want to buy, or a person I'm going to be meeting later, and I give God that situation. I pray, I say, Lord, I believe you're going to work this out. You're going to make a way, you're going to provide what I need. And I believe I have received it. And that means at the moment that prayer's finished, the moment I say amen, I've got it. If you came to me and you said, Graham, do you think God's going to answer that prayer? I'd say no. He's already answered it. He answered it when I prayed, not when I saw it. And if you came to me later that day and said, Graham, has it come yet? I'd say none of your business. It came when I prayed. The fig tree died when I spoke. I received it when I prayed, and I'm in celebration and thanks for that. And if you'll bring faith to prayer, suddenly, bam, you will start enjoying your prayer life. Selah.